So I've begun carving the birds on the body of the cane. I'll show you what we have so far. Rather than show you how I carve each individual bird, I figured I'll just choose one and show you how I do that, and the rest is basically the same process. So here I've got our next bird cut out, and what I've done is gone in with my drill and used a cutter just to get around the edges here. Around the beak I've done by hand because power tools can sometimes be a little bit too aggressive around delicate areas, but when you've got big areas like these leaves and whatnot, it can be a bit of a time saver too. Now I'm going to use a rounded chisel and just go in and get off some of this excess wood that we're not going to want. Now that we have a lot of our wood cut away from the design, I'm going to finish up the background by using our micro chisels and taking it down to the depth that we want. We want to clean up our background and give it that texture. One of the disadvantages to using power tools to cut out your design is it has a tendency to leave hard edges because of the rotation, the speed of the rotation of the tool. It's actually burning the wood and giving it a hard edge, so we want to get rid of that with our hand tools and just clean that up. Now that we have the texturing done, we're going to go in and shape our acorns. I'm going to draw a line across the cap and then angle in for a nice rounded look here. Smooth off that edge. Round our corners off, our cap or our stem. It's going to be angled in somewhat. Okay, now that we have our acorns shaped out, we're going to go in and undercut. Now that the undercutting's complete, we're going to sand. And now using our small X-Acto blade, we're going to go in and add some texture to the cap. There, now we have our acorns done. We're going to go in and start working on our oak leaves now. What we want to do is put a bit of a stop cut along this edge of the leaf. And as this leaf is going to be in behind this one, we want to take this down. Now where our leaves meet the body of the J, we want to lower the leaves here as well because they're sort of going to be tucked in behind the J. Do that on the other side as well. Now we're going to round off our edges here. And once we've rounded off the edges, we're going to go in again and do our undercutting. Now that we have our undercutting done, we're going to go in and do some detail on our oak leaves here. Okay, and we'll sand that. So now we've got our oak leaves and acorns done. We're going to go ahead and start doing some detail on our bird here. The feathers on the back are above the belly. So of course, if we're thinking in layers, we're going to make the belly part shallower than the back. As well, these feathers here, the tail feathers, will be coming in underneath the pin feathers on the back. Again, as I said, it's all about layering. That's how you're going to get that three-dimensional look. And even though this is what we call a shallow relief, you're still going to get that sense of depth by doing this layering. And once we have those feathers, we're going to do the same with the feathers on the back here. Again, they're going to be in behind that top layer. Now we'll round off these. Be very careful with the beak, and you don't want to undercut this one too much again, because we don't want to risk it flying off if it gets hit. To hint at where the beak is here. The eye can be really tricky, so what we want to do is just very carefully indent around the eye. Now we'll do these feathers on the back. Lift that off. Go in and do our tail feathers here. So here's our Stellar's J completed. And as you can see here, this is what I was talking about when I was referring to the diameter. You see how much wood we're actually taking off just to accommodate the layers of the carving. We've got 4 birds left, so I'm going to get busy and carve those. And then I'll show you what we've got when I have those 4 completed. Now here's our cane. We're just about done. Here we have our crow at the top, I still want to do a bit more work around the top. Our oak leaves, crow, chickadee. Here's a Steller's jay amongst the oak leaves. Another Steller's jay. Chickadee, 2 chickadees. And maple leaves. Another Steller's jay. And at the bottom we have our crow. So we're getting close to the end here. I'll just do a bit more sanding and then we'll come back and do some staining.